These videos are so important to us and that you get the most out of them that we even coordinated in our masks today so that we were wearing the same mask for you guys.
I'm really lucky that I wear a mask when he tells his jokes.
You can't see her frowning, but, except in the eyes.
That's age.
Oh, crow's feet, is that what that's called?
Yes, get going.
All right. Oh, we got to do a video now?
We do.
Okay. All right. So what we wanted to show you in this particular video was how to troubleshoot problems in Google Meet. And you can see that we're sitting here right now in a Google Meet that we previously had started. Doesn't matter whether you're in the Meet or whether you're not. If you find these three little dots here, that's where you can get to the settings to troubleshoot. But before we get to that, let's start with, I don't see anything on my camera. My camera is not working. There's a tip we got to give you before we use these three dots. It's this one. Make sure you turn your camera on.
And some of the computers are different. The ones we're sitting at right now is a toggle on and off. In some newer versions, it's actually a pop down on top where the camera comes out of the top.
Yeah. So make sure your camera is exposed so that it's actually capturing an image. And that's the first thing we want you to check when you're troubleshooting these Google Meet issues that you might be having. Next up are the three dots. And then you're going to go up here to settings. No, hey, by the way, if you have more than one camera connected, you can instantly switch between them. Okay? So we're going to switch that back and then go to settings.
So the first thing is if the students at home can't hear you, you're really going to want to check the audio tab and check your microphone. As you can see, there's a little microphone with a green toscillating bar to the right of it. That means my microphone's working right now. If you do not see that bar moving, you should click the down arrow and try to troubleshoot by switching the microphones.
Even if you switch to one that has the same name, you sometimes have to try different ones. Like you'll see, for instance, here, this HD web camera is the communication one, the default one, and then just regular. Sometimes switching to a different one of these actually enables the mic. This particular computer we're using actually has 3 microphones connected to it. It has the one that's built into the camera in the computer. It has the one that is the room mic that some of you may have gotten recently. And then it has the one that's built into the camera that we attached that we were waving at to you a few minutes ago. So if you have multiple, you have to keep testing to see which one gives you the best sound in the best situation. Okay, the UM02 one is the one we recommend if you have students in class asking and answering a lot of questions as part of the lesson, if you have that one available. If it's working, you'll see this little indicator move up and down over here on the right. New feature too, by the way, your students will want to turn it on themselves, is this noise cancellation slider here. This stops the dog barking in the background from getting through into the Meet, or the car alarm that goes off, or the fire department sirens that you hear. Okay? The only thing it will not filter out is other people speaking nearby. So make sure that all of your students and you turn this feature on so you have a cleaner sound in your Google Meets.
To test your speakers, we want you to click on that bell next to test. And if your speakers are working, you will hear the ringing. If you do not hear that, that means something is wrong with your speakers. First thing we'd like you to check is just to make sure that your volume is up on the computer. So make sure the master volume is up. When it's off, there's an X near the speaker to show you. There's also a way here that I never knew of that you could drop down and change where your speakers are coming from.
So if you have a Promethean active panel, which is the TV version, or you have the Promethean that has the speakers built into it, you want to make sure that you're selecting the Titanium or Promethean as your sound source. If you're using a ceiling speaker, you're probably going to want to choose the speaker headphone. Note, though, however, that the speaker selection here in Windows could be different than the one you have here in the Google Meet. And the Google Meet one is the one that determines where your sound comes out of for the Meet.
So the next thing to check if you're having some problems is your video. So you've checked your camera, it's on. Trouble with your video, we want you to click the video tab and make sure that you click the down arrow indicating which camera you're using.
If the camera is working properly, you should see a live video image to the right of it. Notice that when I switch to my other camera, the video image over here switches to the one that's above us. Okay? So make sure your camera is working here and it's the camera that you want that is selected. One tip for your students at home, is that they may want to come down here to this receive resolution and turn it on standard definition, one video at a time. This will make it better for them when they're trying to use Google Meet at the same time they're trying to open a Google document to work on. A lot of students have reported problems with that. This is the solution IMS would like you to try, is to have the students switch this to standard definition, one video at a time.
When I was having problems in the internet over the springtime and I changed that, it was much improved.
So thank you for bearing with us while we did some basic troubleshooting with you in Google Meets. One of the purposes of this video actually is to distribute to substitutes so that they know a little bit better how to troubleshoot when you're out.
And we'll include this in a substitute top tip card so they can run your class successfully.
Have a good weekend.